Welcome to the wonderful world of Strange Suspicion True Crime Series.
And maybe a tummy ache tomorrow. In the great sideshow inside, she swallows a lighted neon tube. Mademoiselle Annette, the snake charmer extraordinary, on the inside.
Hey guys, welcome to Strange Suspicion. If this is your first time here, we are the Red Rum Crew. That's what this community is called. And we base our community on curiosity and not disrespect, guys. We have grown so much in the last 30 days, and I could have never anticipated such growth. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Bob and I work very hard on these videos to bring them to you on Mondays and Thursdays. Go live at 4:20 p.m. Eastern Time. And then on Saturdays, it is a to-be-determined live stream. We want to accommodate certain time zones. And this last time, we accommodated the UK time zone so that when it hit 4:20, it was 4:20 in the UK. They deserve their 4:20 with us as well. I wanted to kind of go over the disclaimer I have here. If you do have a child with special needs and you are triggered by the abuse of them, or you have a loved one with special needs and you are triggered by the mistreatment and the abuse of them due to their mental illness, this is probably not a good episode for you to watch. However, being that Bob and I are from Michigan, I wanted to get right into this case. Northern Shore, Michigan woman Chandra Vander Aart, the ridiculous, disgusting, torturous, shameful crime that she committed against her son, Timothy, who was only 15 years old, by starving him to death, torturing him, and abusing him maliciously until the day he took his final breath.
Paul Ferguson and Vander Aart punished Timothy Ferguson by feeding him hot sauce, subjecting him to ice baths, depriving him of sleep, and locking the refrigerator and food cabinets, prosecutors said. He died from malnourishment and hypothermia.
For this woman to show her face in court after doing something so heartless, so disgusting, so vile, and so torturous, and so abusive to her own child. The sentence was swift, guys, and it was damning. She got life in prison without the possibility of parole, which is Michigan's mandatory punishment for first-degree murder. Which is pretty awesome. I didn't even realize that. The judge, his voice cracked with emotion when he said, "You intentionally and systematically tortured this child."
I don't know if there's a word in the English language to describe how to describe it. I only can come up with just horrific.
A beautiful child with a lot of life in his eyes. That's who he was, the son that you took. You took from us, the world. You took Timothy away from the world, even though you didn't want him yourself. You took him from the world. And no child deserves that. The details of his final days are too horrifying, guys, to comprehend, too grotesque to bear, to listen to, or to speak. Prosecutors laid bare a litany of abuse, a denial of food, cruel punishment, bread soaked in hot sauce, the agonizing torture of ice baths, at the hands of the woman who was supposed to love you the most. Each revelation, each detail like a dagger to the heart, leaving those present reeling with anguish and disbelief. But amid the anguish, there were voices of courage and resilience. Millie Ferguson, one of Timothy's sisters, stood before the court, her voice trembling with emotion as she spoke her regret and her grief. There's no fixing what's been done, no way to redo it all over again. But she said if she could have gone back and helped him at all, she definitely would have. And his older brother, Nolan Ferguson, echoed her sentiments for his beloved brother.
And I said something, I didn't see him wake up, and I shook him and didn't respond.
Was he on the bed when you came down there?
Your mother used you. She's so smart. She's smarter than any of us here. She's smarter than me. She's smarter than any detective here. She's smarter than our chief of police here. She's smarter than all of us.
She would tell me on
random days. They were never consecutive, I don't believe, for the hot sauce punishment. But other than that, it was always bread and rice. At one point, she even asked me to put some broth. I think that she wanted chicken, but we didn't have any, so I used beef for some rice. She cared. She never wanted this. We didn't.
But you sent her pictures of him looking dead, right? Looking almost dead.
Yeah. When was that?
That's your brother.
Yeah.
That's June 13th, less than a month ago. You sent this picture to her, and you said, he's looking like a skeleton, we need to give him more food. But you guys didn't give him more food over the next couple weeks. You guys gave him less and more punishment, and less bread, and more bread with hot sauce. That's what really happened. You reached out to her and said, this is scary looking, right? You probably thought, he can barely walk. You sent a picture of his legs, right? You sent this picture of his legs to your mother, right here. You sent this to her. And what'd you say? Something along the lines of, no wonder he can barely stand up or walk. Look at that. And your mother, being smart and intelligent and the smartest woman in the room, she didn't do anything about that? Didn't think about taking him to the doctor? Didn't think about, we have to give him some more food, like seriously now? Instead, what do you think she did? She gave him less and more punishment. Until what? He ends up dead. And what did she tell the police? He was always wearing baggy clothes, so I didn't notice anything until last night. Another just blatant lie. Another blatant lie. If this was all an accident, why would she lie to us? If this was all an accident, why wouldn't she just say, we were having a really hard time with him. I thought he was okay. No, she knows that he looked like this. That he looked like this. Look at his face right there. That's not who your brother looked like, is it?
No.
He didn't look like that. Does that look like it? That looks like somebody in a casket that you see at a funeral. That's what that looks like. And it's sickening and disgusting. And you sent this picture to her too, didn't you? You sent that to her, didn't you?
Yeah.
You sent that to her on July 5th. Right before the day leading up to him being found dead. Does he look like he's okay right there?
No.
Why'd you send that picture?
I was concerned.
Yeah, once again, you're not the smartest person in the room and you're concerned. Did she do anything about it? No, you know what she said? He's gonna sleep in the bath all night tonight. He's sleeping in the bath all night tonight. The smartest woman in the room. He's getting the bathtub all night for punishment. Make sure the shower curtain's away so I can see him. And what happens later on that night? At some point between the time this picture is sent and the time you wake up in the morning, he dies. Because he's alive right here, right?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
He's alive. Did she tell you to snap him and see if he blinks? Or is that a different time?
That was...
Is that this time or a different time? You smack him in the face to see if he's faking it?
I was trying to see what was going on, trying to see if he would even respond if what was going on with him.
Because to you, not the smartest person in the room, to you, you already know. This isn't okay. This is a dying person. This is your brother dying. Ooh, sorry about that. This is your brother. And he's almost dead.
Another thing,
and
I kept sitting him up.
Yeah.
And I would come back a little later and I would notice that he actually had moved himself back down. I wasn't sure if it was intentional or if he was trying to clear up his airway maybe.
But just move it. What is that supposed to mean? Well, he must be okay because he moved a little bit? That's where we're at?
I wasn't
He's
sure
so far gone that you're like questioning if he moves a little bit, he must be okay? Come on.
I wasn't sure.
Where did that stuff come from? Where did that come from? Didn't your mother send you messages that said, I saw him move? I saw him. Did she send that to you?
Yes.
Then what does that mean to her? That it's fake? Is this fake to you?
No.
Is your brother lying on the floor dead? Is that fake to you?
No.
You know who it didn't matter to at all? You know who I didn't see shed a single tear the whole day I was there? Your mom. Did you see her cry a real tear?
Yes.
I saw a whole bunch of fake. You know what my job is to see? Fake. You know what I saw a whole bunch of? Fake. Because at the end of the day, this, your brother gone, that's a problem for her that's gone. She never was trying to solve this problem. She was never trying to make him into this perfect person because she's smart enough to know that isn't going to happen. He's never going to be you. He's never going to be Gabriel because he has too many problems. He's not going to be that. She's smart enough to know that. That's how we ended up here. The smartest woman in the room took advantage of you.
The Ferguson family was left to grapple with the devastating aftermath of Timothy's tragic death, a death that serves as a stark reminder of the depths of human depravity and the enduring power of love in the face of unimaginable darkness. Children trust their parents, their friends, their guardians, teachers, people in authority, doctors, dentists, whoever it is, and they're subjected to abuse. It's not just betrayal. It's the most despicable violation of innocence. It's a point when a child realizes that they have to look out for themselves. And that's an awful thing, especially when it comes from your own mother. The heartache and the anguish inflicted upon poor little children who are created in love to be honored, respected, given guidance. The anguish inflicted upon those children when they're abused cuts deeper than any wound, leaving scars that never fully heal. This is the story of Timothy Ferguson. Little Timothy never stood a chance. The world awakens to the eerie calm of a seemingly ordinary day on April 8th. Middle of the day, something insane could possibly happen. Even FEMA has put out a warning for the people who are in the following states to make sure that they have 3 to 4 days of food. And why? That's crazy. There's a sinister force that lurks in the celestial realm above, according to them. An impending solar eclipse shrouded in ominous darkness threatens to unleash chaos and devastation on an unprecedented scale, guys. Like, this is not a warning. This is real. This is what FEMA is telling citizens of the United States is going to happen in the middle of the day, guys. The sun will go dark and our power grid is at risk. And when that happens, it begins like any other celestial event with whispers of anticipation. People are exciting, sweeping across the globe. People want to go there. They want to see this in person. They want to experience it, may never see it again in their lives. That kind of like nostalgia, like first that goes out. And then as the moon slowly is going to creep over across the sky and the sun's face will be covered and the entire sky goes dark, a sense of dread is possible to go across humanity, guys, for this is no ordinary eclipse. This is an eclipse that comes with a warning, guys, and not the kind of warning where they tell you, make sure you put those funny glasses on. This is a crazy, crazy eclipse. It's anticipated to be a bringer of doom, a precursor to the unimaginable horrors that lie ahead. The moon plunges its entire shadow of darkness over everything. Panic will grip the hearts of millions, but the terror unfolds when the solar grid upon which modern civilization relies succumbs to the unfathomable power of the eclipse. In the blink of an eye, vast pieces of lands are plunged into blackout, state by state by state, in epic proportions, leaving countless lives hanging in the balance. This affects so many things. If this hits our power grid, guys, chaos will reign supreme across 15 states. No electricity. Essential services will grind to a halt, like medical services, things like that, which is very, very scary for people who depend on such things. Cities will plunge into darkness and despair. Hospitals will struggle to operate without power, while transportation systems falter, leaving millions stranded and vulnerable with no resources to get the heck out of there. We're talking about P. Diddy, guys, and Brian Koberger. But being that I was in the military, they're going to tell you things on the news that will distract you from big stories. So it is possible, guys, that this is a big event that may allegedly happen. At least there's a chance. So we wanted to put this out here, whether it's a conspiracy or not.
As the sun sets on this peculiar journey, I bid you farewell, dear viewers. From unraveling enigmatic mysteries to dissecting the intricate threads of true crime, we've shared countless moments together. As a juggalette on YouTube, I've navigated the murky waters of intrigue, chasing shadows and seeking justice. Join me Pia Thursday at 4:20 and let's figure this out. Bye.